Okay, here we go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to answer a few questions that Ulrika has kindly prepared on your behalf. So, first is, what are your favourite cities? I love Rome. Rome is really one of my favourite cities. 3 living people you would most like to meet. That's a good question. Living people I would most like to meet. I'm not going to answer that one. Okay, next one. If you had a time machine, which century or decade would you like to visit? Possibly 1810 to 1820. Where do you get inspiration when you compose? When I compose, it's not very often that I do compose, but it's hard to say really. A lot of the time I get very sort of moved by chords, harmony, on the piano in particular, and how the inspiration works there. It's really just sort of emotive chord sequences that I like playing with, because I like the sort of physical effect it has on my person. What recordings of yours are you most proud of? I think probably the Wieniawski F sharp minor violin concerto. What is the trait you most deplore in yourself or others? I guess probably, that's not an easy one. Maybe I'll come back to that one. Which living person do you most admire? Oh God, I don't know. My father, probably. What is the quality you most like in a man, woman? I don't know, sort of strength of purpose. I think people who are very certain about every decision they make and the direction that they're going in. Let me see, here we go. Which historical figure do you most identify with? That's changed over the years. I used to identify a lot with Lord Byron. He was such a romantic figure and had such a sort of nomadic life, like I do in some ways, but probably a much grander and more flamboyant character than I am. So now, I don't know, let me think. That's a hard one to answer. Have you ever had the urge to sneeze at a concert? No, interestingly enough, I think the adrenaline that pumps through you when you're performing makes it very hard to sneeze or cough or feel sick or whatever it might be. It has to be something very extreme for it to happen when you're performing on stage. Let me see, what's another good one? What is your procedure or process for memorizing a piece? That's it. Memorization is one of those things. It's sort of a process of absorption, and there are different kinds of memory. I mean, of course, when you play a piece many times, you sort of intuitively memorize it. But then there's also, you need a sort of backup. You need a more intellectual memorization also, where you have sort of a visual guide. So you use the music and you actually sort of visually memorize certain passages that maybe are very complicated. It's good to have a double sort of support structure of both that intuitive memory and also kind of visual memory of the score. But yeah, mostly I think memorization or memorizing is like a muscle. It's one of those things that you constantly have to work at, and you always have to be memorizing things, always challenging your memory in order to keep it fresh, in order to keep it strong. Because as soon as you stop memorizing things, it goes very quickly. So the key is to work it like a muscle. So, lots of questions there. I think we just do a few more. What do you think? Do you ever suffer from stage fright? I think the moment before you go on stage, depending on the stage and what you're playing, it can be a very intense moment, and I guess there is sometimes an element of fear because you want to do your best, and that to a certain extent is You know, doing your best in terms of what you deliver is certainly, it's beyond your control, because once you walk out on the stage, you're going into the unknown, and there are many elements beyond yourself that will affect your performance. But in terms of doing your best, as in giving it your all, that is within your control. And despite what happens on the stage, how you respond to each thing, that can be at the best of your abilities, and your response and your effort and energy and positivity, that is what you have to sort of focus on before you go on stage. Let's see. Oh God, lots of things here, aren't there? Great. I think that's enough, actually. That's quite a lot. I don't know how many